You'd rather
It's a
talk
bad
smack
thing.
about the Republican Party than address a bipartisan issue. Both
I just
parties
don't
have
think
it
that you actually want to
have a
address
lot.
it because I've already said it, but you just keep on yapping because this is what happens when
You
you're a
want to talk
cornered
about
rat.
tariffs as if the dollar wasn't being devalued way before the tariffs.
If you don't understand that the reason why the dollar's been devalued recently has everything to do with companies dumping their treasury positions, then maybe you need to go back to Trump University because you just don't understand how things work.
So you're telling me that under Biden we had no inflation, under Obama we had no inflation, under Bush we had no inflation. This is a Trump tariff issue.
When Biden left office, inflation was at 2.7%. Inflation is not a major cause for concern right now, largely because inflation was got under control under Biden. So if you have everything to do with questioning why the dollar recently has been devalued, yes, it
So
is
why did
very
Biden
true.
continue
It has
tariffs?
everything to do with countries that are devaluing or that are dumping treasuries. Do you even know
So
what that means?
why didn't Biden's
I don't
tariffs
think
cause
you actually
inflation?
know what I don't actually think that you know what that means.
But it has nothing to do with what I'm talking about because the root of the issue is our monetary system. You guys like to complain about capitalism, but what we have is not capitalism.
Well, you actually just keep on going all over the place because you're talking about two different
No, I
things
think it's
here.
just going right
Because
over
if
your
you want to
head,
talk
dude.
about inflation, there's a nervous laugh, by the way. But if you want to talk about inflation, inflation was at 2.7%, and I think it was actually at 2.4%. So if you want to talk about why currency's been devalued
You're
recently, it
talking
has
about, if I'm talking
everything to
about
do
that,
with other countries dumping their position on treasury bonds. And you even have even further
uh,
with Japan saying that they have more to go. Then you have
so it has
Canada saying
nothing
the
to do
same
with
thing.
QE. It has nothing to do with QE.
Is that what I said?
You're trying to blame it solely on people dumping treasury
Is
bonds,
that what I
as if
said?
that's the only thing that's contributed. That's all you keep talking about.
What do you
I
mean?
think you just have talking points to drop, and you're not fully understanding anything I'm saying.
Well, you're saying that this is a result of inflation, as if inflation was high, but inflation is not high.
The dollar losing 98% of its value since 1971 is continuous inflation.
So 2.7% inflation is rampant inflation.
Based on what the Fed's reporting?
So are you
Why?
denying that
Because
inflation was at
so
2.7%?
are we not losing purchasing power? Are you under the impression
Are
that
you like
assets are going
denying
up
that
because
the inflation rate was at 2.7%? Are you denying that? I mean, if you want to
I
deny
I
facts, I mean, you can do that too, I guess.
I live on planet Earth where obviously again the dollar did are you under the impression that assets
My
are
friend,
going up because of
facts
economic
don't
activity?
care about your feelings. I don't think that
Yeah,
you
they
understand
don't.
that
Yeah,
concept.
numbers don't
I mean,
lie.
the
People
facts
do.
are is that 2.7% inflation was the number. And if you don't know that, I mean, you can just say that.
According to what the Fed
I
chair?
mean, you must
According to the
just
Fed
be a
chair?
flat earther or something. Who knows?
I'm a flat earther because every time you try to talk about the banking system, people can't admit they don't know about it, so they
No,
just call you a
I
conspiracy
just don't
theorist.
think that you're very smart. So I think that's why you come up here and you just talk, but then you
I
just
don't
end
think
up
you're very
embarrassing
smart.
yourself. Well, you're here to
Well,
talk
I
to
don't know.
me.
I see a lot of W prop in the comments, and you turned off my gifts. Now people can't gift me anymore.
Well, I
I
don't
was
have
getting
gifts
gifts, so
on
you
because
turned
I'm
them
running
off.
for. I'm not have
Well,
gifts on because I'm
they
running for
were on.
Congress.
You
Well,
just
they've
turned
never
them
been
off
on.
because the real people in the comments are W prop, and your bots are the only ones
You're
saying
a
generic things
conspiracy
on your side.
theorist. And you're changing the subject
No,
again
I'm a
because
web developer.
you can't stay
I'm a
focused.
web
This is what they
developer.
do. They change the subject because they can't
I
talk
do
about
what?
facts, and he doesn't want to
I do
talk about
what?
the
No,
fact that the
you're the one who
2.7%
doesn't
inflation
understand
rate.
the way the monetary system works.
Are you denying that 2.7%? Which
Uh,
is
with my source for what? The sentence I didn't get to finish?
the inflation rate. You say that my number, the 2.7% number, is wrong. So
I don't think you have the attention span to allow me to
okay,
explaining this to you.
I'm actually really interested.
Okay, my question to ask you is, do
No,
you
no,
think
no. Don't answer a question with a question. I said, what do you think the inflation rate is, and what is your source?
I keep trying to explain value to you, but you which is why I'm trying to ask you
It's a very
questions.
simple number. Like, why can't you answer? Like, why does that question terrify you? Why does that question really scare you? You cannot answer that.
98% of its value has been lost since
Why
1971. That's
can't
my
this
answer.
bozo not answer it? He doesn't know
Oh
what
my
to.
God.
He's like stuck. He's stuck.
The
Answer
the
it.
crash out. The crash out.
He
This is
can't
great.
do it.
This is great.
He can't do
This
it.
is great. So you explain to me how anything I've said is
What's
wrong,
the
Isaiah. I'll wait.
inflation rate? Why can't you just say that? I've been asking. What is the inflation rate?
You
Just
well
tell me.
you seem to know it so well. Tell me what your
I
godfather Jerome
told
Powell
you,
told you
but
it
you
was.
said that it was wrong.
Tell me what your Jerome Powell
Inflation
told you
rate.
it was.
What's the inflation rate?
Inflation relative to what?
What's the inflation rate?
According to 4%.
But you wrong.
Again, because you're not understanding the way that we measure value. You're not understanding the way our
So you're
fiat
saying
system
that
works.
it's not right. So what is the actual inflation? Because you keep on saying these
Can you tell me
weird
what
things
Keynesian
about
economics is? Yeah,
Jerome
weird things that you
Powell
don't
and like
understand.
all
I
of
know.
these,
I
and
know.
it's
You
like
don't
you
get it.
can't
You don't
actually
understand the economy.
answer
I
like
know,
what
Isaiah.
the
I get it.
situation
You
is.
just want people to donate so you can just take the money and
Oh,
run
he's
and
here.
play politician. I get
Oh,
it.
this is great.
It's okay.
I love it.
Enjoy the
He can't do
theatrics.
it.
I love it. I
He's
love it.
stuck.
You can't do anything I've said. You can't do anything
He's
I've asked of you.
stuck. You know why? Because you're a fucking scrub. And you come up here
Yeah. Oh, such
and
a
you waste
scrub.
my time. You just waste time. He has no idea. All over the place. All over the place. That's so funny. He's stuck. We love them when they're. Oh my gosh. Hello?
Hey, what's up, bud?
What's up? What's up?
You tell me, man. What's on your mind? You
What do you
still up
mean?
here talk? You still up here trashing Trump, huh?
And you're still up here to talk to me.
Yeah, I want you to know that people like you is the reason why the Democrats is just crashing, bro.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, y'all some smug, condescending ass people, bro.
Oh, is that right?
Facts, right?
Oh, that's right. What, you
I got
guys
a
don't
fact.
have any?
I got a fact for you. You
What's
want to hear it?
yours? All right. Well, let's hear it.
Trump, the president of the United States of America,
That's right.
and there's nothing you can do about it.
Oh, that's right.
How you like that?
Oh, it feels great. You know why?
You like the black hair kissing. You know that?
I'm going straight to Congress to go and impeach him too, and I can't
You
wait
can't
to
impeach
drink
shit.
all of your
You
tears
can't
when I
you
do it.
can't impeach
Oh, it's
shit.
gonna be great. Oh, and I'm
It's
gonna
not
laugh
gonna
at
happen.
it when I do it. I'll
It's not
laugh
gonna
at it.
happen, bro.
You ready for it?
It's not gonna happen.
You ready for it?
If the Democrats were smart, they'd get rid of people like you.
Oh, they won't though. They're about to send me to
They fucking
Congress.
stupid, right? They
They're
stupid.
about to
That shit
send me
over.
to Congress. That's
That
right.
shit over.
Oh, that's right.
You can cry to Congress, you can cry to whoever you want, man. Trump the president, he
Hey
running this shit.
man, and I'll be the congressman pretty
And
soon.
guess what you get to do? Sit
What's
up here
up?
and cry.
In Congress.
Yeah, right. You don't know nobody in fucking Congress.
Oh yeah?
No,
All
you don't
right.
know nothing.
You better learn.
Trump the president is nothing you can do about it.
You know what's the funniest thing about people like this? It's like people like this, Trump wouldn't even look at dudes
I
like
don't give a
this.
fuck. He the
And the
president. He
funniest
better
part
than
about it
nobody,
is
bro.
like they have like the most loyalty in that whole situation. It's like Trump wouldn't even look your way. And you
So
over here just sitting here
I don't
just
need him to look my way.
of course you don't.
I don't need him to look my way.
That man just raised your taxes. That man just went and cut your health care, closing down everything left and right. And you just sitting up there licking his boot, talking
You
about,
see,
yes,
you know
sir.
what?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I
You're a
got you.
narrative twister.
Yes, sir. I
Because
got you,
for
sir.
one, did you ever get up here and say anything about all that money they caught these
Tap
people
dance.
stealing, man?
Tap dance. What money?
Come on, bro. Elon Musk caught these guys stealing all his bread,
Then
and you
why is
didn't
the
say
guy
shit
then why is Trump's government spending more money than they did last year?
because they fixing shit. Sometimes you gotta
So
spend some money to fix some
what
shit.
you mean though? If they were really cutting money, then why wouldn't they be saving money?
Listen, I don't know.
You don't know because you just listen to whatever they tell you. That's it. That's it. That's right. Of course you don't know. Expect you to know.
And you know
Fetch.
what? It's because you don't something gonna work. Not gonna work. It just means
Understand how it's gonna.
I don't give a fuck. Ain't nothing changed in my life. I'm still riding my big ass cars. I'm still doing everything I want to do. Nothing in my life has changed.
Hey man, look. Thoughts and tariffs.
Thoughts. You know what?
That's right.
Tell me. This how I'm gonna show you. Tell me one good.
That man ain't done nothing right. What has he done?
See, that's what I'm saying. You can't even be fair. You telling me out of this 100 days, him cleaning up the country and getting all these illegals out of here.
You know what? Then why? You know what's funny about that is that
answer that for me. Answer that for me.
He's deporting less criminals than Barack Obama.
Answer that for me. You don't
he's
think
not
Trump
doing a good
getting
job.
all these criminals out of the country? You don't think
less than Barack Obama? What do you mean? He's doing that work. He's not even doing Obama. But he's got a bunch of American citizens that he deported, though. You know, he has done a lot of that. He has defied the Supreme Court a couple times. He has done that.
So let me ask you this: you telling me
man, why you just falling for the BS?
Hold up. So you saying when ICE grab these people, they don't give them a chance to identify?
Those are citizens, my friend.
That ain't what I asked you. Do you think the ICE agent people a chance to?
Well, clearly not if they deported them.
You sound like a clown. So
Supreme Court is lying.
So why would another country take people that don't belong to them?
What? Why are you trying to change the subject?
No, I ain't changing the subject.
So the Supreme Court is lying, Tommy? The Supreme Court lying? Clarence Thomas is lying?
Is Clarence Thomas lying? Is the Supreme Court lying? Tom Harmon is in charge of the border. He's in charge of cleaning this mess up.
And Clarence Thomas Clarence Thomas doesn't agree with that.
Who gives a fuck what Clarence Thomas say?
Oh, so he's a left. He's a lefty, huh?
He got an opinion just like you got an opinion. And I got an opinion.
He's a lefty, huh?
I don't know what he is. I don't really care about the guy. I don't even know him. But my whole point is that that's his opinion.
You know what?
But you're not gonna tell me that they just grabbing just regular everyday Americans up and just sending them to El Salvador, and now El Salvador is accepting.
65% of the people that are in CCOT, they have no evidence that they've committed a crime.
Them being here is a crime if they don't supposed to be here for.
They weren't undocumented.
Okay, so now you're saying they documented.
They were.
Why did
Abrego Garcia.
Documents?
What are you talking about? They deported them anyway. They deported them anyway.
God, man, you talking like a clown.
You don't even read the Supreme Court. If you read the Supreme Court, you would actually know these things.
So, tell me, how does the Supreme Court play a factor into this?
Because they said that Trump, what he was doing is wrong.
Did they identify the people?
Yes.
So they knew who they were?
Yes.
And they still deported them?
Yes.
And the country that they deported them to.
And here's the thing. Here's the funniest part about it. Trump's even admitted that he did the wrong thing. That it is. They've got a guy that they deported that was supposed to be in the United States. The Supreme Court said, Trump admitted, but he said, sorry, I'm still not going to do anything about it.
Now you fucking retarded, right?
Hey, maybe if you read a little bit.
Man, where the fuck
reading must specialty. It's called the Court of the United States of America.
You can't do that, man. The people got driver's license. They got things that identify them as citizens.
Supreme Court.
You're not going to tell me that these people and do not.
Tommy, can you read? Can you read?
I can read probably on the high level.
Then why don't you you go read
Because I
Board
don't read
Opinion?
that bullshit you
Of
read,
course you
man. You
don't. And
sit up
that's
here and
why.
cap.
Because
You
instead
a
you'd rather
capper.
you'd rather go listen to whatever this senile old fat man as the president has to say. That's just whatever it
Bro,
is.
you can't. I know
Man
you
that
didn't say that, dog.
can't even string a sentence together, and you just sitting
Bro,
over
I
there
know
licking
you
his
didn't
boot.
say that, dog.
Licking his
You
boot.
must be talking
Yes,
about
sir.
Joe Biden.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir.
talking about Joe Biden.
Yes, sir.
That's some Joe
Yes,
Biden
sir.
shit. He
Hey.
was the one rambling on and couldn't put a fucking sentence together.
Hey, you ever seen that movie Django?
Did I ever see Django?
Yeah.
What about it?
You know Steven?
No, I don't know Steven.
You don't know Steven?
So hold up. Let me ask
You
you a
don't know
question.
Steven? You don't know
Let me ask
Steven?
you a question. Let's get back on topic, right?
Oh.
So what makes black person who supports Trump a coon or whatever the case may be? I don't understand that. When you talking about a Democratic president that never promised to do shit for anybody black, didn't do I don't think he did a fucking thing for nobody black. And if anything, he was more condescending and antagonistic as anybody I ever seen. Versus you got somebody like Trump who talking about putting some money, getting this money circle, so getting this shit so everybody can eat. I don't get that. Damn right, I'm gonna fuck with
You know
somebody
why?
who
You know why?
everybody
Because
will eat.
the funniest part about this is that you don't even understand what the hell you're talking about. Because
I
why?
do understand
If
what
you
I'm
look
talking
at Joe
about.
Biden, more black businesses were started under Joe Biden than any other
No,
point
they
in
was
American
not.
history. More
No, they was.
federal dollars went to black
No, they
contractors
wasn't.
than any other point in American
Yeah,
history.
right.
More dollars to HBCUs. 15 times the
Then
amount of
that's a
money went to
goddamn lie.
HBCUs
Man, why
than
you
what
telling
happened
that
under
lie, bro?
Donald Trump. You start
What you get
talking
out of
about the
line
amount
like
of
that?
black people that went to college went up. You saw more black
What
doctors
you
that
get out of
graduated
line like that,
under
dog?
Joe Biden than any other else in American history. You
I
saw
just,
massive capital
bro,
that have been
what,
expanded. You saw more black people have health insurance than any other point in
bro,
American
where is you
history.
getting that
I mean,
lie
all
from?
of these things are just things that you just don't seem
That
to
shit
understand.
is
I don't think
bullshit.
that you quite get it. Now, when you look at
Bullshit.
Donald Trump, none of that stuff, none of it. But because you were so busy hating, you didn't figure it out. You
What I didn't
instead
figure
go
out.
for a man that's right now, as we stand, trying to get rid of Section 8. What do you think
So,
that's going to do?
who cares?
What do you think that's going to do to black people?
Make them have to get up and work.
What you think's going to happen when you get rid of Pell
I'm black.
Grants?
I'm black. I get up and work. I go to
What
work
you
every
think's
day.
going to happen to Pell Grants? When
Pell Grant.
when black people can't get access to Pell Grants, what do you mean?
Bro, listen to me, man. I know so many people that went to college.
What do you
And
think is going to happen to what do you
listen,
think is going to happen?
listen. I know so many people that went to college and graduated, got this high ass college bill, and they answer the fucking phone for a collection agency.
I
So
just want to
really,
understand. I just want to understand. What do you think is going to
fuck.
happen when you get rid of? You realize that number is like it's a large percent of black students that go to college grants, right? You do realize.
I do realize that Trump used a shitload of money.
1/15 of what Joe Biden.
You a fucking lie.
And give me your source.
Trump.
You're a liar.
God, bro.
You don't know.
You just lie, bro.
But you know what the funniest part?
Dog.
The funniest is
all these fucking ass stats that nobody ever saw.
Of course, because you don't read. But of course I do, because that's what smart people do. Maybe you can't relate, but I'm a smart person, so that's what I do. Right. I do read all that.
If you're smart, then why you?
But in any event, that's exactly why I don't. This is the whole point. For folks like you, who drank the Kool-Aid so much, you gotta go. No, it's not, because for black people, only 15% of black men voted for Donald Trump. 15%. 15%. And for black women, only 8%.
Somewhere else,
only 8%.
And trying to get their ass over.
But here's what I'll tell you, Tommy.
Trump getting
here's what I'll tell you.
Loving them for it.
Here's what I'll tell you. For people like you, you have to touch the stove. You have to touch the stove. And for you, you might not ever get it. Shoot, you might go put your hand on the stove, get a straight up big old burn on it, and you might say you like that, and you just got to do it again, and you might just keep on putting your hand on the stove. But the
You know
reality
what?
is
I'm
that
gonna be
the people don't give a damn about the foolishness that you're talking about. That's why
these people don't.
we're gonna
These
yank.
people don't. These
Hey,
people
we're
don't.
about to yank these Republicans out of
But guess
office, whether
what?
they like it or not. And
These
then I'm
problems.
coming to DC to impeach your president.
You
And that's what's
can't
happening.
impeach no president, man. Why do you keep telling that lie? How you gonna do it?
Watch.
How you gonna do it? How
Because
you
I'm
gonna
about to
do
be in Congress.
it? Pull the other one. Who in the fuck is gonna put you in Congress?
Okay.
Man, you wish.
You better go.
Man,
You better
bro,
go read about me.
stop, man. Come on, man.
All right.
Nobody's fucking with you, bro.
Okay.
You ain't even got no charisma. You don't have it. You don't have it.
Hey, somebody please screen record this. Somebody please screen record
Screen
this.
record it.
Please.
I don't give a
Please.
fuck.
Please. Somebody please screen record
Bro,
this, man.
only people will vote
Somebody please screen
people who
record this,
don't
man.
probably supposed to be
Because we got it.
voting your way.
We got to make sure this ends up in the movie.
It
We
will.
got to make sure this ends up in the movie.
Listen, nobody's gonna fuck with you, bro. Only people gonna fuck with you is these immigrant motherfuckers or these LBGT people or shit like that. But America's tired of that shit, dog. That's why Trump is your president right now. And I would have loved to see your face when he won, bro. I know you
Oh,
had
this is gonna be beautiful.
that dick look.
Hey, well, we got that
I know
screen
you had that
recording.
dick look on
Hey,
your
let me
face
tell
when
you
you
something.
won.
You can come
Oh
you
my
can
God.
come back. You can come back over here
You,
in December. And when
you,
December happens, we'll
what you
have
gonna
this chat.
Yeah, right. Good
I'll be
luck,
in Congress
motherfucker.
in
You gonna
December.
need it all.
And when I'm there in December,
Good luck,
I can't wait for it.
motherfucker. You
Oh,
a
he's so
fucking
bitter.
clown. You this shit.
Oh, he's so bitter. We love it. 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 Oh, we love it. We're gonna shout him out. We're gonna give Tommy a shout out. Hello? We want to support our campaign for Congress and chip into our campaign. Link inside of our bio. And get here and you guys can chip in whatever you guys can. It really does a lot, seriously. Hello? And send Tommy a message how we are going to transform this country. Go forward and chip into our campaign for Congress. Help us get there to make sure we send Tommy a message. Let's make Tommy real mad today. Let's see how much we can do tonight on TikTok. Hello?
Bro.
What's up?
Super duper fan. Just wanted to come up and say what up. I was hearing that guy talking, man, and I don't know the whole point of all of this deportation, but one thing that probably isn't talked about enough is all the money that's being made and all these detention centers, and the real reason behind all of this is really motivated in that area, but also the voting as well. They think that they're going to make some sort of movement in all these people that have been voting illegally and all these shit ass stories they made up. But one thing about him, and I'm gonna leave you with this, man, and I'm super stoked, man. I'm super behind you, man. So, but one thing I do see from him, and I do see from a lot of people, is that this whole, yeah, well, it ain't affecting me. My life's good. I know, because you just don't give a fuck about the next person. That's the difference between these two parties. Is that there's a side that actually has some love and compassion and some consideration and some respect for like a decent human being type of way of life. And you people just don't sign up for that book. You can give two shits if a family's broke up or if guys deported illegally or legally or whatever the hell and breaking laws. And I can't even tell you, honestly, to me at this point, man, it's just it's sad and it's fucking depressing, man, because ain't nobody following no laws, ain't nobody in that party give a shit. And at some point, the smoke's gonna clear, the dust is gonna settle, these tariffs are gonna take hold, all this tourism that's down, all these businesses that have been having to lay people off, all these businesses that are going out of business, all these people that have been laid off. At some point here in the next month or two, them numbers are going to start to hit. And when they do, motherfuckers, you better get ready. I hope you like searching around for toilet paper and trying to figure out where to get your next wipies and figuring out how you're going to pay $10 for 3 eggs. Because that shit's about to get real. It's back.
That's right. Well, I appreciate you, my
bro.
friend. Thanks for coming up.
You keep on fucking grinding, man. Go get
Hell
some
yeah.
things.
We're going to do it.
All
right, bye-bye. Shout out to Tyrone for the $10 for our campaign. W's in chat for Tyrone. Big appreciative of you, of course. Hello?
Hey, what's going on, boss?
What's up?
Hey, man, I respect what you're doing, but I don't hear you talk anything about what both parties have the most in common, and that's Israel, man. And you're not going to be able to run for anything unless you support that.
Okay.
That's the major influence in America. The people, Pac and Yahoo, and that whole there.
All right. Well, all right. Thanks for coming up.
Yeah, just choose to ignore it. Go.
What's up?
You remember talking to me yesterday?
Oh, yeah. What's up?
Well, I only came back to tell you, after you and I talked, I got a message from one of the paramedics I worked with. We had a bird attack yesterday.
That's funny.
Yeah, somebody got too close to a magpie nest. The thing swooped and got at the guy's head pretty good.
Well, that's crazy, man. Well, I know you guys are putting in the... All right?
Yeah,
all right.
Just figured you'd want to hear that, a little update. Take it easy, man.
I can't believe it. Let's see. I'm trying to find somebody. Let's see. Wants to have a real... Well, let's see. Where's Mag at? I don't know. Hello?
Hi. So, okay. One thing I did want to get your opinion on, I went on kind of a spiral and I did post a stupid little TikTok about it. But I went through books that I had to read as a high school or whatever, and they're all banned and challenged now. Like all of them. Anyone you could think of. You think of even the Diary of Anne Frank, even I feel like we're trying to make little stupid people, little stupid fascists. And it worries me. I'm fucking worried. Look it up. Like I went down a whole spiral of like 7 different books of Mice as Men as Bind. Fuck, I can't even say words. Banned. Like all of them are fucking banned. I know why the cage bird sings. Like what? Even, oh my God, no, what started this was because My Name is Margaret.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Dear God, It's Me, Margaret is banned and challenged. All of them.
It's crazy. I mean, it's just crazy what the Republicans are doing ultimately, but, we just got to make sure that we're getting good folks in Congress so we can push back on some of this stuff federally. It's crazy. We just got to beat these Republicans. So just be strong. We're going to be able to beat this stuff, and we just got to just come together,
And seeing all the people, they're in a cult. It's a cult. Call it what it is. It's a cult. It's not like you can't call it anything else now.
Yeah.
You really can't.
Yeah. No, I 100%
And all
agree.
of I also was a person when it was Biden and Trump. I was a person that was like, oh, I don't want to fucking vote for, I don't know if I can say fucking, but I don't want to vote for Genocide Joe. You know, I don't want to vote for G-Side Joe. I don't. And then when we got Kamala, I was like, oh, okay. We'll vote, obviously, for Kamala. And then, of course, that didn't pan out. And now Trump, I just kind of, all these people that I can understand the feeling of not wanting to vote for Biden and that. But also better is this
Look, I just, I think everybody opinions, but I think that Donald Trump night and day, and Donald Trump is literally doing everything. You got the guy that was trying to childcare and a guy that's trying to defund childcare. Donald Trump, like the choice is not really that difficult, at
no,
least to me.
yeah,
But
of course.
you know,
Of course. I
so
obviously would not have for him, but I feel like there's so much third party and there was so much people not voting or split tickets, which also I feel is suspicious. That's suspicious
yeah,
as hell. Why was there so many split tickets? That's weird. Whatever.
yeah,
And in all the primary states, in all the states that mattered. But fine. But I just wonder where all those voters are then.
I don't
Where
know.
where are you now?
All righty,
Where are
my
you now
friend.
that this is
All right. Well, I appreciate you for coming on. All right. Thank you so much.
thank you.
All right. Hello.
Going on? How you doing, brother?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Not much. So a couple of things. I'm a law student right now. I'm in the middle of. So I just finished my con law exam, and I joined a little bit ago when you were having the conversation with the one guy about the El Salvador deportation shit. So I just wanted to give a little clarity on that because we just talked about this subject in extreme depth. So first of all, like you have heard that we're giving like that Washington Post has reported like $5 to $15 million has been sent to El Salvador in the form of like humanitarian assistance, future humanitarian aid packages, um, for the detention and housing of the deportees. Like they're not just doing this for free, right? They're getting something from the U.S. for taking care of all these prisoners, right?
Yeah, I did hear that.
Okay. Um, Also, for some of the like conservatives or people who don't know the law or don't understand that why them being non-citizens doesn't matter, even though obviously a lot of the actual citizens are getting caught up in this shit, is the 14th Amendment literally says, nor shall any state deny to any person within this jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. Due process is a substantive fundamental right.
That's
Everybody
right.
is entitled to due process under the Fifth Amendment. And there's a concept called reverse incorporation, which means that we apply the 14th Amendment equal protection guarantees, which prevent states from infringing on those rights, back into the government, the federal government. Thus, even though the Fifth Amendment doesn't contain the language equal protection, it still applies equal protection of all those rights against the federal government from doing that shit.
Yeah.
Also, Alien Enemies Act is it allows him to deport these people, handle them, restrain them, apprehend them, remove them only during times of war or imminent threat. Congress is the only branch that has the power to declare us at war. Thus, he's using the imminent threat language of that bill to, invoke uh, this power. However, imminent threat is something that can actually be reviewed, and numerous judges, numerous Supreme Court rulings, that language being valid, which is why the Supreme Court is to that Supreme Court ruling, particularly for those cases. But it's working its way now that imminent threat language is valid. And if he doesn't have that justification, he cannot do this shit because it is constitutional.
Man, appreciate you.
Question, I do have one tax question for you.
What's up?
What is your opinion on unrealized capital gains taxes? Like, or wealth taxes because they're a terrible idea, and there are much better ways to actually increase tax revenue.
I think that individuals with more than $1 billion in portfolio gains. I mean, look, I think it's worth looking into a property tax on those type of assets. I mean, because for them, that is their largest asset, and for regular people, the home is their biggest asset, and they have to pay an unrealized tax in the form of property taxes. So I don't think that it's out of the bounds of possibility for that same thing to happen there for more than $1 billion in gains.
Gotcha. Okay. So realized capital gains taxes are great. Unrealized are an awful idea. They've been most European countries who've enacted them over the last 30 years. So if you have the time, just look into why they're a bad idea, because times like it's really, really hard and really, really difficult for a government to actually enforce that tax policy. And if it's hard for the government to enforce and it's confusing for individuals to actually comply with it, it's not effective policy. It leads to more problems than good, and really doesn't, you know, serve us very well in terms of actually good policy.
I think it depends on the economic level. I mean, that's why I'm not talking about on individuals per se. I'm not really talking about people who are regular retail traders. I'm talking about people with more than $1 billion a year of stock gains. I mean, that is a very small subset of people.
True, but there's a difference. Like when we say things like, "Oh, Amazon paid $0 in federal income tax," that's because Amazon reinvested that money back into their business on their books. There's a difference between taxing like profits versus revenue.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about that though. I'm talking about
That's what I'm talking
individuals.
about. And unrealized capital gains tax, which is why, like,
I'm
if
talking
you
about individual holdings. I'm not talking about the corporation itself.
well, but like Bezos, like values and that money is tied to his company. So by
No,
extension,
that's his personal holdings.
his personal holdings, which his valuation is dependent on Amazon's, evaluation.
Correct. So his personal holdings, just like how he has a home that he has to pay a property tax on, I believe it's the exact same thing for this.
But that money isn't liquid though. It's
Is the value of your home liquid?
no.
So you still have to pay that tax, right?
Yes, but I'm saying there's a
So
difference.
why is it that regular people have to pay an unrealized tax on their big?
People don't. Property taxes isn't unrealized capital gains tax.
It
That's
absolutely is.
realization of it.
It absolutely is.
It's
Home is
not the same.
a home is a commodity, and a commodity that increases in value, and you have.
Hold on one second, because that's you're throwing me right now.
There's no difference on paper between a home and a stock. There's no difference.
Wait, but when you're so damn, you giving me something to look up. Appreciate it. A property, hold on, because a property tax is like owning an ownership tax. Unrealized capital gains is paper profits. Well, okay, wait. So property taxes, yes. Okay, I'm sorry. Um, to administer, because obviously property and homes is a lot an easier thing to do the valuation for, but
Why? Why? How is that?
because it's a physical structure. It's a physical.
No, it's not. That is absolutely harder to calculate the valuation for, because the home value is based on non-tangible factors such as what's around you, or what are the plans for the nearest area, what are the other home prices. A stock is you can get the value, you can calculate the valuation of a stock in seconds.
Sure, of the stock, but people.
It just gave you a violation. You can drop down and come back up.
Give me,
For
wait,
some
give me.
reason. Yeah, just come back and request up. Just come back and request up. I don't know why. Please, guys, don't report people. It's not helpful. Shout out to Vicky for the $25 for our campaign. Really do appreciate you. I don't know what's gonna happen. Is he going to come back? Request. Wait, why is he not going to come back? All right.
Nah, bro, I'm you're
Yeah.
right.
So like calculating the valuation of a stock is very, very simple. You just look at the stock price and you calculate how many shares someone owns, and you can do that. But a home is not like that. A home is something that is determined by non-tangible factors most of the time. That's why I'm saying that you tax the people with $1 billion and the increase of the valuation of their portfolio. So you're saying that if your portfolio and if your holdings personally increase in value by more than $1 billion, then you're subject to a property tax the same way that any other American would.
But you're saying, okay, but in doing tax structure that way, where you're taxing someone's holding or taxing someone based on their holdings, that could force them. Are you saying that it's a good idea to start forcing like wealthier people, rich people who, like, let's say like Elon Musk, for instance? He specifically, none of his wealth is in actual liquid cash. It's all tied up in the valuations of Tesla, StockX, or whatever. And so giving him, depending on like the amount, are you saying it's good tax policy to start forcing these individuals to shifting their holdings?
Well, they figured
People.
they figured out when it comes to their homes, there's no difference between owning $100 million home or $100 million stock or $100 million yacht. They're all, they're all the same. They're all commodities. They're all assets. And at the end of the day, these things increase in value. So if they can figure out how to pay their property taxes on a $100 million home, they can figure out how to pay their property taxes on the increase in the valuation of their portfolio. They figure it out.
Interesting, because so the reason I'm bringing this up is because, like, I know like 9 of the 12 countries who've had this have gotten rid of them because they've said these are really complex, really hard to manage, and really hard to implement.
Which is why I don't support this for like the vast majority of America. But for the 99, or I'm sorry, for the 0.01% of people who had an increase of $1 billion in their portfolio, that creates a lot of revenue that we can use for this country.
Very true. Would you be interested in like implementing things that make it harder for like the IRS funding to be shielded, or I'm sorry, that make it easier for the IRS's funding to be shielded? Because that's another easy thing to raise tax revenue is, I mean, I forget the statistics, but like every dollar you give to the IRS, you get like 6 or something back or whatever, and money that it can actually raise because it has the ability to actually go out and find these money and evaluate these companies or whatever. So like some of the things I've been thinking about trying to lobby for policy on is like finding ways to make the IRS a more independent agency separate from the executive branch. So like Trump can't force them to implement certain policies, or their money isn't subject to appropriations bill like swings so much. So like, would that be something that you've thought about, or have you already thought about things like that?
I mean, ultimately, I think that. Wait, I'm kind of confused. Wait, say that one more time.
So you know how under I think it was the Infrastructure Act, or was it the Inflation Reduction Act or whatever, Biden allocated, I think it was what, $80 billion to the IRS.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing so, they were able to hire a lot more people, conduct more arduous audits.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would, but I mean, the problem is that at the end of the day, that's a budget appropriation. You can't really do anything more than just reappropriating that. So we're just gonna have to come back and make sure that we do that. I mean, you can't shrine that into. I mean, what do you mean? There's a budget.
So when you do like big omnibus Senate appropriation bills, all of those things are only simple majority bills, and as long as
because you have to do that through reconciliation.
yes, but I'm saying you can implement policy for those specific things, and you can structure it in specific ways to shield some of the decision making or some of that money from.
How would you do that?
I don't. I don't. That's why I would ask, like, if you would be interested in looking into those things.
Yeah, I don't really think you can do that because a budget comes up every year. Reconciliation is just a change of the existing budget. So every
Well,
single
no.
year, you can't really shield something in a budget that doesn't exist.
Well, so like the ACA was a omnibus appropriations bill, right? So
It was an act. It was an act that, I mean, I don't know. We're getting into the weeds here of like real this in the weeds stuff, I think.
is
But
I mean, like that's. I'm sorry. I guess I got ahead of myself because like that's the shit I want to hear about. Motherfuckers are arguing with you about basic fundamental rights of the Constitution.
yeah.
But, like, I want to talk about your policies because you're going to go crazy in Congress. I want to know, like, what are your actual plans outside of just the headline things? You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, I got a whole list on IsaiahMartin.org/priorities, but I mean, the biggest things are
already, gang. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, it's wiping out medical debt. It's make sure we guarantee health care for everybody in this country, universal community college so we can train workers, having a floor in terms of making sure that we have our safety net here as AI comes and takes jobs. Like, there's a whole lot of stuff. But in any event, I do appreciate that. And if you want to come back and talk about it, we can talk about it some other time. All right.
I will. Appreciate it, bro.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Vicky, for the $25 paying, guys. And if you want to chip in paying, definitely go forward and click the link inside of our bio. It really does help. And chip in what you can. Hello?
A little bit.
Hello?
Let me see. Wait.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
What's up? Good.
You know what? I got a concern. You know, a lot of people is complaining and they put the man in office. You said 15% of men and 8% of women. I don't feel sorry for these people that's going to suffer because I got the Lord on my side. I'm not even worried. But have the majority of the people put Trump in the office. So what's the beef?
You're not wrong.
Can you explain to me what's the beef? They put that crook in the office, 34 felon. All this crooked stuff he's doing. Please explain to me why. Why? Why are we complaining? How can we overturn the government to get this man out of there? Can they impeach him?
Well,
what can they do to get him out?
I'm going to try. We're going to try. We're certainly going to try. I don't know why they voted for him, but in the day, they're going to find out. But we're going up there to make sure that we can go and stand up to him, to give Trump hell, and he's going to hate to see me coming, and it's going to be good. So I appreciate you, Kathy. I really do.
You know what? But what can we do? What I mean, really, can taken out of office?
Not yet. Not yet.
I don't know the deep part of that. Can he be taken out of office?
Not yet, but we're gonna start the groundwork on that. We're gonna lay it in there, and we're gonna start it. So that's what we're gonna work on.
So will you go into Congress?
Yes, and I'm gonna go sign up.
You're from Houston?
Yes.
Okay.
That's right, and I'm gonna be right there, and I'll
nice
make
talking
sure we
to you.
Absolutely. I'm gonna be one of the ones in Congress talking about impeaching him. You can count on me. All right.
And I'm gonna be watching. I'm a news fanatic. I'm gonna be
Okay.
watching you to see what you're gonna do.
Oh
Cause
yeah.
market is kicking bricks.
I'm gonna be right there
She's
with her.
kicking bricks down.
I'm gonna be right there with her.
And I'm proud of her.
All righty. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. I had.
Oh shoot. Sorry, Kathy. Love you, Kathy. You can come back up. I didn't mean to drop you, but you can come back up. Hello?
All right, I'm here. All right. I got a question.
What you got?
Due process. It's under the 14th Amendment. Am I correct?
Sure.
Have you read it?
No.
You sure?
Nah.
Okay. Can you read it for me?
No.
So how are we gonna have an understanding of what due process is if you're not educating the masses and you running for Congress?
Maybe I can spitball it.
Well, go ahead. Let me see what you spitball.
No, I mean, what do you want to talk about?
I mean, because I have this AD person in the thing, and it says all persons, right? That's what they were trying to use. But see, when you having comprehension skills, you just can't take two words and apply it the way you apply it. Because the words that follow that is born or naturalized in the United States. And then there's a comma.
That's not what it
You have to
says.
take that whole sentence.
That's not what it says.
Why does it?
That's not what that says.
What does it? Where it say that? Come on, tell me. No.
That's not what that says.
That's why I'm asking you. Let me see what you got. Because I'm on my computer right now and I'm looking at the 14th Amendment. And the 14th Amendment, section 1.3, due process. So I'm wondering, how am I reading something different? That's why I asked you.
What do you say?
Let me open up another page because somebody talking about that's not what they said. What the 14th Amendment said? Hold on now. Come on now. Let me what it say then. Me what it say. Why you can't show? Hey,
because I'll do research for you. If you want to do research, you can do it.
Nah. But hold on. We trying to do. We trying to do it together, right?
Ooh, not we. You sound like you're trying to go on a sabbatical.
How you want for you to put you in a position of power if you can't educate the masses?
What you mean? You came up here to educate?
Came up here to educate you.
What you mean? You came to educate me.
No, bro. Y'all having this. Trump is destroying America, and I'm just wondering how. I got these people down in the comments about due process and all this because he deporting illegal immigrants.
Then why did he deport them? Why did he deport legal? Why did he deport citizens?
Well, because a lot of them came up under false pretenses and stuff.
No, they didn't. Like then why did the Supreme Court say they should come back?
Where is that? Show me the ruling.
What you mean? You didn't read the one in the Abrego Garcia case in which Clarence Thomas said that he had to be facilitated into the United States?
That man is a gang member.
Where's your proof?
His affiliations.
Where's your proof?
They got him. They ruled it. Hold on. They ruled it in court.
No, they didn't.
They ruled it in court. It was already
no, they didn't. That's a lie. Why did he not have a criminal record?
He was under deportation.
No, he wasn't. Why would he not have a criminal record?
So you got to have a criminal record.
Well, then why did the Supreme Court rule that he should come back?
They didn't.
Yes, they did. 9-0.
Where? I didn't see it.
Clarence Thomas said that Trump was wrong.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, of course you didn't, because you didn't read.
I didn't see it. I haven't seen it come across my news feed about it.
Corey, of course you didn't, because
Corey,
Corey, you're MS-13. You're going to get deported.
I should.
You're MS-13.
I don't really like this country as is, but you're
MS-13.
I'm just understanding how y'all
We
taking
all saw
rights.
you as an MS-13.
I'm not understanding how y'all take rights.
Corey's MS-13.
I'm not understanding how people are taking rights that were due for other people and applying them to other people.
What
Y'all
you
use,
talking about?
huh?
I said you're an MS-13 though.
Right. I am MS-13.
That's right. So you should be deported.
We
There
got
you
our
go.
we
You
got
said
our
it in front of 1,000 people.
we got our boots.
That's right.
But understand, we was on the 14th Amendment, Section 1, verse 3, I think it is.
Corey,
So
it's
now,
a very simple concept. You got the Supreme Court of the United States. You got the majority of them are conservatives, and all of them, all the conservatives and all the liberals, including the ones appointed by Trump, said that this should come back, or Abrego Garcia should come back to the United States. So unless you're saying that you know more than Clarence Thomas, Samuel Alito, Brett
it don't
Kavanaugh,
matter if I know
Amy
more than
Coney
them or
Barrett, and
not.
all those
Common sense
people,
is common
then
sense.
maybe, just maybe, you should do a little research.
Common sense is common sense, though.
Then why did Trump's judges say that he should send him back?
They probably said send his ass back to Venezuela.
No, they didn't. They said to bring him back to the United States.
Hold on, I'm looking it up. And what's his name?
Abrego Garcia.
Okay, I don't see nothing current. So court for and they have this the last thing. It says 4 pages, but it doesn't have a
Then what does it say?
ruling on it. It's just I'm looking online.
No, I know.
Nothing.
Maybe you need to go look harder.
The king upholds the order. That's CNBC. It's a Supreme Court upholds order. Yeah, to keep him whatever, and that was April 10th. I don't in the later
No, I
date.
know. No, I know. No, I know.
Okay.
Well, maybe,
Maybe
just maybe, Corey, you can go do a little research. You can go
All right.
figure out what's important,
But that's
and then you can come
I
back
was I was
and tell us when you have something. All right.
that's not what I was speaking on.
Hold on. Well,
Hey, so I just kind of wanted to. I graduating from law school pretty soon here, so I have a deep constitutional law. Not an expert, so if anybody has better interpretations of what I'm about to say, then But from my understanding, he kept talking about the 14th Amendment and how it distinguished a person from a citizen. The Fifth Amendment also has a due process clause, and in the Fifth Amendment, there is no distinction between person and citizen. There are distinctions. There are distinctions elsewhere in the Constitution where citizen is the word that's used. Person is what's used in the due process clause in the Fifth Amendment. The Fifth Amendment generally applies to protections against the federal government. The 14th Amendment was done in response to slavery and the Civil War. And what happened was they wanted to be very clear that the due process rights that apply from the Fifth Amendment protecting citizens against the federal government also apply to state restrictions and state criminal proceedings. So I could be,
I think you're 100% right.
Not completely getting the full picture here, but that's been my understanding. So just wanted to say that because it was a little frustrating, hearing that over and over and over again. So yeah.
All righty, my friend. Thanks for coming on, Nathan.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Hello?
Hello there. How you doing today?
Good.
My name is Rico. I am I'm thinking about running for
You're gonna
Congress.
turn down that TV.
Okay.
And guys, if you want to chip into the campaign, absolutely, you can go click the link inside of my bio to chip in. It really does help a lot. Seriously.
Don't tell me you only know how to play soccer. Okay. I'm thinking about running for Congress in DC because I will be the first deaf person in history if I do decide to run for Congress.
Wait, what? You'd be the first deaf person.
Yes, I'm deaf in both ears. I wear hearing aids.
Hearing me?
I wear hearing aids.
Oh, I was about to. What? How are you? Yeah.
Fall of education, we're trying to cut from education. Okay, cut from deaf programs, deaf blind citizens. Okay, so it's terrible. Okay, look in Baltimore when a man killed a deaf man in prison.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm really thinking about running for Congress because I see stuff every single day. What's going on? Like he had the Black Lives Matter
Yeah.
move off on the street of DC. So the woman who's in office now, her name Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes. She been there since 1990.
Yeah.
Okay.
All righty, Rico. Well, good luck with that. All right, and you
Who you
know,
running for? Who you running against?
I'm running. It's an open seat, so there's nobody in the district.
You district what? 13?
18.
18.
Yeah.
That was Congresswoman Sheila Jackson, see, right?
Yep, that was my mentor.
Yep, I know who she was. I met her. 4 times.
That's amazing, Rico.
Yeah, I met her.
Absolutely.
I met her 4 times because because I'm really thinking about putting my hat, get ready for to run for Congress because I see too much happening for people who are deaf, hard of hearing, people who got a disability, and it's just terrible.
Absolutely, Rico. Well, just keep on working hard, man. Keep on reaching out to your friends and your neighbors, and we'll see what happens. All right. It was good to talk to you.
Okay.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Um, what's up, Robin? Hello? Oh, Robin might have fell asleep. All righty. Robin fell asleep. All righty. Well, guys, I'm going to sleepy sleep. Shout out to all of y'all that got your mugs. I appreciate it. You guys are great. I love you. Good luck to Rico. And we're going to keep on pushing. All righty, guys. Well, I love you so much. I got to get to sleep. My brother's graduating tomorrow, so if you guys follow my brother Josh, definitely go send him a message and tell him happy graduation. We know the Republicans hate my guts, and that's okay. And also, I know we didn't hit our goal, but that's all right. I'm going to sleep. So if you guys want to go and chip into the campaign, really does mean a lot. I'll shout you guys out tomorrow. And yeah, so thank you. I love you. Definitely go to my brother's Instagram, Josh Martin TX, I think is his name, and send him a good DM. Tell him congratulations. And absolutely, all right? Cool. I love you. Instagram at Isaiah Martin. At Isaiah Martin, Blue Skies at Isaiah Martin, everything indeed. I love you. Yeah, great.